Welcome to another episode of Golden Nuggets, Tea and Tales, powered by Husby, served today by Majida Housni. Majida, I want to know about your most memorable closing story and tell me what made it so special.
My most memorable story, it was actually my first closing ever. Mm-hmm. It was that same apartment, the $10 million. After I got my RADA card,
So you'll have to listen to the other episode where she tells a story about not being able to trust everyone. So go to the other story to get that.
This is the positive part of it. Is I met Dunya.
Mm-hmm. Dunya Fadi.
Mm-hmm. She came via, the chairman of the company. Mm-hmm. I mean, via property finder, but because she reached out to the chairman, and the chairman sent me a message, called me, said, I have someone that has a client for your listing. And that was 45 days later after I got my radar card. I was really excited. I've done already like a couple viewings with the apartment.
You've got the listing in your name now, finally.
Yeah, it's exclusive with me. Like the client is like trusting me fully, and I'm over-delivering, And I met Dunya. She came for the viewing. And then we closed that for almost $11 million, almost $1 million more than what actually clients asked for, 10 point something. And it was EXP's first actual deal in Dubai ever with me.
Okay, all right.
And it was my first deal ever with Dunya, and it was their biggest. And the rest is history. Dunya helped me so much in the process. We became friends.
She's lovely. And you're both Moroccan.
We both Moroccans. She, the knowledge that she had and the help that I got from her. And look at us today. We're like partners in the Invest in Dubai today. Yeah. And we just did our roadshow, and I keep, learning a lot from her. And it's a success story for me, even when we go to our international conferences. I was in Portugal in our international conference. EXP Con, Portugal. And I was speaking on stage, and everybody was talking about Dubai because, Dubai is exotic.
Yeah.
And they talked about that deal, and she was, guess what? The person I closed the deal that was not EXP, she's EXP, and she's with us here. She's going to be one of our speakers. And, within the EXP community, I got famous. And, and me and her, we're very good friends now. And that's, for me, a success story. There are multiple, but that's my biggest one.
And she is very much known as one of the female leaders in real estate. She's often recognized as, one of the legends of real estate as a female.
Yeah, and she's been leading this industry for 20 years,
Yeah. And she's a mom, she's a wife, she's everything. And
I ask someone how she does it. Sometimes me and Lynette will be like, how you do it? She managed EXP, which is not an easy job. No. You have kids and a husband, and we still manage, it's...
I hope she has a lot of help. So I'm trusting
I
she
hope,
has a lot
but
of help.
she's like hands-on. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
And it's an interesting one, because every March when International Women's Day comes around, there's always talk about, in real estate, there's probably, I'd say 40% of the agents are women, maybe 40 to 50% are women, but in leadership roles, it's only 2-3%. What do you think? And you also are a female boss. So what would your advice be to women in the industry to accelerate their careers?
For women, I think women are tend to be more shy than men when they ask for their rights or their salaries or what they deserve. I feel like going after promotions, going after your dream is very important. And I say that from my own story, because when I left Morocco and when I went to the US and being the first Moroccan Arab to have a store on Rodeo Drive, it was not easy. I had to sell. I had 2 stores in premium, the most expensive street in the world, fashion street, with all these big brands. And I had another one on Camden Drive. I had to sell everything I had. I had to sell my business for 9 years, my jewelries, my watches, everything that has value, material value.
In Morocco, you sold all of this?
No, here. Okay. Because I started here. And I went full on, and I lost everything. And I started over, and I kept starting over even after I thought I failed. But now I know that I didn't. It was part of the process.
Learning process, yeah.
Yeah. So
whereas most women will just like, as soon as there's something wrong happens, it's like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. That's it. I'll go back to employment, or I'll do whatever it may be. But
that is the biggest mistake.
You have to, your challenges are your lessons.
That's the biggest mistake. When you think, when you fail once and you think you're done and you should go to the corporate world or just go get married or have kids and it's not for you. And men don't think like that. Like men don't think like that. They fail and fail and fail and fail again. And failure,
they just pick themselves up and carry on.
Exactly. And failure is part of the process. I wouldn't be where I am today, or you wouldn't be where you are today if you don't fail. So it's just like failure makes you ready for the new opportunity to come. And you have to pass by all those stages. Like you're playing a game. You have to win the first,
level
second,
one,
level two. How long it take you to lose in level 1 to get to level 2? I love chess. I play chess like a lot. And sometimes I keep losing. Do I think I'm bad? I've won with some very good people in chess. But sometimes you just lose with someone that's not, as qualified. And you think, oh, that's it. Maybe I'm not good enough. That's when you have to talk to yourself positively, surround yourself with other women that are successful. Because remember, you are the 5th of the 4 people that you hang out with. Or the 3rd or the 2nd of the other people or other women, I would say, you hang around with. And seek mentorship. Don't be shy to say, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to get to this business. I have this idea, but I don't know how to start. Don't be shy to do that, Go seek mentorship, talk to people, and try to understand, do your research, and just start, It takes nothing to start, even if you don't know, but it takes a lot to be good at what you do. So just go ahead and start. That's my...
So fail and enjoy
fail
it.
Again, and fail again, and fail again. And listen to Frank Sinatra's song.
Which one?
That's Life.
Oh, yeah, That's Life.
Yeah.
And seek mentorship. But what does that look like? Like, I know Dunya is obviously one of your mentors, but how would, if someone's looking up to me, for example, what would your advice be? How do they approach me to say, can you be my mentor? Or is it just asking questions? Like, what does seeking mentorship look like?
So again, I would like to go back to the difference between men and women. Men, they grow up playing soccer, football,
team sports.
Teams, we grow up with the Barbie, brushing the hair, and, so we tend to feel shy to approach you. We think, I see Silvia, she's successful, I'm scared to come to her. We have social media nowadays. Your email, I'm sure your email is there, right?
Yeah, my email is there, my inbox is there, my DMs are there, everything.
If I were to send you an email, say, hey, Silvia, I love what you're doing and I wanted to follow the same path and I need your mentorship. If you read my email, would you ever not reply to me?
I would never ignore you, because I would feel like I could have just crushed someone's dreams by not ignoring you. I may reply the following day. I may not reply same
no problem,
day, but I would 100% give.
So I hope this is a good call for people to kind of ask and, for mentorship. We wouldn't say no.
Maybe nobody wants my mentorship.
No, I don't think so.
I have one mentee, and she's adorable, Amelia.
Yeah.
And she'll just call me up out there. It feels like, consider me like an auntie, she'll just call me up. Can we have coffee? And I need your advice. And that's seeking mentorship. And I bet you every woman out there is happy to dedicate that time, because we are quite nurturing. And mentorship is a nurturing role. So
true.
More people should do it. I even have a mentor. So it doesn't stop at any age.
We all should have a mentor. Jeff Bezos has a mentor. Bill Gates was, I think, his mentor for a long time. Warren Buffett.
Okay.
Everybody has a mentor. Nobody was born knowing everything. Yeah. When I came to the real estate, I've lived in Dubai. I lived in 2 places equally for 13 years. So I consider myself here and there.
And there's a coincidence. We have a coincidence. How do I know you?
Yes, I used to live in the apartment that you live in right now.
Yeah, so I've moved into the apartment that you moved out of.
Yes.
What are the chances of that happening?
Crazy. When Antoine told me that, I was like, no. I was like,
Yeah.
you're friends with Sylvia. I'm like, we're actually friends on social media. We didn't meet in person yet. And he was like, you know what's funny? She lives in the apartment you used to live in. I'm like, really? That was a great...
Such a coincidence.
Who knows? Everything happens for a reason. I don't
And
believe
funnily
in...
enough, I also met someone who lived in that apartment, but like 6-7 years ago.
Oh, really?
So it's very strange how this one apartment has so much history that's connected. But anyway,
Everything happens
it's
for
the
a reason.
IFC. Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of apartments. I feel everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Nothing. This is. I live my life on. There is no coincidence.
Yeah.
You can only
Synchronicity.
yes, and you can only connect dots backwards, as Steve Jobs said. Sometimes you don't know why things happen,
Yeah.
but 10 years from now, you
It
look
will
back,
all
you
make
know,
sense,
it
yeah.
will all make sense. So yeah, going back to the mentorship, I feel like we have a lot of ego, and
Yes.
we're scared of rejection. You know.
Because if someone tells us no, we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can never do that again.
But you can live with like rejection. If one person told you no, rejection is God's protection.
Yes. Oh, love it.
Right? Rejection is God's protection. I don't know where I heard this, but I know when I'm rejected from something, I put the effort and I know I'm going to be rewarded
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Nothing goes like unnoticed, especially with God universe. Nothing goes unnoticed. But if someone rejects you, means there is something better to
coming.
come.
Yeah.
Because good people don't reject. Good people want to serve. We're here to serve. We're in this world. What are we doing here? Like, you know, no matter how much we live, if you don't serve people, then we have a hole within us.
Yeah.
So if someone rejects, you know, do it for the next time. The next one will be better.
Yeah.
Do it bigger, actually. Go to someone that... There is a very beautiful story that I love. I don't want to make this long, but... Masayoshi Son is one of my favorite people.
Who?
Masayoshi Son. He's the owner and CEO and the chairman of SoftBank.
Okay.
And when he talked about his beginning, he's a billionaire. This guy lost 87 billion and came back. And just go back and listen to his story. He's also one of the biggest investors in WeWork, Uber, Yahoo Japan, Alibaba, you name it. And when you see his story, he was calling the owner of McDonald's. And he wanted to meet the owner. He said at a certain point, calls were so expensive that I flew to, it was I think in Japan, to Tokyo. He said, I flew and I called and I told his assistant, listen, please do not make the decision on his behalf. Just tell him, I just want to look at him for 10 minutes. How bold is like going to meet the owner of McDonald's, right? And he went and guess what? He met him and they had a 20 minutes conversation, if I'm not wrong. And he asked him what he should pursue in his career. He was really young. Told him to pursue a computer. And he discovered the first dictionary type in the translator. And he
Online
made $3.5 million. And now, like, look at Masayoshi Son. SoftBank.
Because he insisted. And it's the confidence as well. It's the audacity to demand a meeting with.
Like you now, like with the success you have, but do you think that you could reach out to Bill Gates and have a
I would
meeting
not.
with?
No.
Okay, so that's what he did then.
Yeah,
that's what he did. And then look at him now.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect story to remember, to not feel like ashamed to seek mentorship.
What's the worst that could happen? They say no.
Exactly.
And rejection is God's protection.
Yes.
Thank you
I
for that,
love
Majida. That
You're
was
welcome.
lovely.
You're welcome.